Well, let me get something. There we are. It's an absolute chilly day here in Melbourne. Anyways, for this one, we are going to round 3 of the 2016 season. Since episode of Lachie's Weekly Footy Roundup. Anyways, let's take a look at round 2. Collingwood and Richmond at the MCG. Wow, what? In the final few minutes, it looked like Richmond have won the game. But Collingwood snatched it late. Remember this line from Bruce McAvoy? Is it Grundy? It's Grundy! He was the hero for Collingwood. Kicked the winning goal that game. Well, best player on the ground was Bashahuli. 35 disposals, 2 behinds, 119 points in fantasy. What a game that was for Trent Cotchin. 38 touches, 2 behinds. Best player for Collingwood was Alex Vasilo. Wow, 6 goals. Pretty much back to his best, Alex Vasilo. Anyways, the other leading goal kickers that game, Jaden Short kicked 3 on debut for Richmond. Jack Rewalt with 3. Ty Vickery and Kane Lambert with 2 each. Brody Grundy kicked 2 for Collingwood, including the winner. Is Collingwood's season pretty much back on track? As for Richmond, close but no cigar. Might be having a tough old time against Adelaide this week. Speaking of Adelaide, we got Crows and Power at Adelaide Oval. Well, how about that from Adelaide? They won by 68 points. Rory Laird, 33 touches and a goal from half back. 136 points in fantasy. Scott Thompson had a great game in the midfield. Anyways, it's mainly all about the goal kickers in this one. Tom Lynch, 6 goals. Eddie Betts, 5 goals. Josh Jenkins, 4 goals. Aaron Young kicked 4 this game for Port Adelaide. Ollie Wines with 2. And Travis Boak with 2. As for the Crows, Tex Walker and second gamer Mitch McGovern have kicked 2 goals each. For Charlie Dixon, that showdown, he did nothing. He was well held by Daniel Talia. That was a well-deserved win from the Crows as they clicked from start to finish. Essendon versus Melbourne at the MCG. Well, I think this game's going to be a bit boring. Just going to have a bit of a melon here. 4 hours later. Well, Essendon have just won! 13 points over Melbourne! I didn't expect it. Wow, what a game from Zach Merritt. 32 touches and 2 goals. David Zaharakis with 34 possessions. Joe Danaher kicked 2 goals, 4. Needs to be a bit more accurate in front of goal. Well, even Jackson, even Zach Merritt's older brother Jackson had a good game for Essendon. As for Melbourne, well, their best player was Benny Vince, 28 touches. That Melbourne side did nothing that game. Essendon, are they actually back? Saturday twilight, Lions and North Melbourne at the Gabba. Kangaroos by 34 points. Well, can anyone stop North Melbourne in this run of form? 5 goals from Jarrod Waite. And he's their best player, 127 points in fantasy. Brisbane's best player would have to be Dane Zorko in this one, 24 disposals and 2 goals. Well, it was also 22 and 2 for Lewis Taylor. Other goal kickers in this game, Ben Brown kicked 3 for North. Boomer Harvey with 2 goals, same with Sam Gibson, who hasn't missed a game since debut. Dane Zorko with 2 for Lewis Taylor, kicked 2 for the Lions, so did Josh Green. But this Brisbane team, well, might not be, well, it's going to be a long season. Same thing with the Saints. They're going to have a bit of a long season indeed. They got the Dogs at Etihad Stadium. What was that performance for Nick Rewalt's 300th game? St Kilda lose by nearly 10 goals. Well, that's the second week in a row the Western Bulldogs have actually played like champions.
I reckon we'll do hot dogs tomorrow night, mate.
Got it. First game they won by 10 goals against the Dockers. Second round, they won by another 10 goals against St Kilda. Lachie Hunter with 35 and a goal. Liam Pickin, 26 touches and a goal. Jason Johannisson's in great form in defence. Bontempelli still kind of figuring things out in that midfield for the Dogs. 23 touches. I reckon he'll have a massive burst very soon and become one of the best players in the league. St Kilda, their only good player that game was Nick Rewalt, 23 touches and 2 goals. He needs to pull the rest of his Saints teammates in line if they ever want to win a game in 2016. The other Saturday night game, Fremantle versus Gold Coast at Subiaco Oval. Or should I say Domain Stadium? What was that from the Dockers? First you can't beat the Western Bulldogs at Melbourne, and now you can't beat Gold Coast at your home stadium? Well, you just allowed the Gold Coast Suns to win their first ever game in Perth. And they were on like, what, a 17-hour flight or something. Aaron Hall, he's looking like in Brownlow form right now. 32 touches and 508 metres gained. Nat Fyfe, 34 and 3 goals, still playing like his Brownlow self. Jack Martin, 16 and 4 goals. As for the goal kickers, Tom Lynch kicked 5. Brandon Matera with 2. Ryan Davis with 2 in his comeback game. His first real big game since 2008 when he was at the West Coast Eagles. Lachie, 2 goals on debut. Fremantle, Ballantyne, 4 goals. And Michael Walters, 3 goals. Gold Coast Suns, well, they could start 3-0 for the first time in their history. As for Fremantle, well, your season's done. You may as well start checking in ready for 2017. That performance is going to set them backwards 10 years. GWS and Geelong at Manuka Oval in Canberra. Oh, man. What a back to La La Land that was for Mitch Duncan. When he was going to get the ball, he ends up getting caught by, tackled by Shane Mumford, the ruckman. However, for the best players, well, the best player that game was Tom Scully. 32 touches and a goal. He's kind of getting back to his 2010 best. Tony Green, 34 touches and a point. Stevie J, 23 and 2. Ryan Griffin, 32 and 2. The best player for Geelong in that game was Mark Blitzards with 17 and 2 goals. Dangerfield was tagged that game against the Giants. Tom Hawkins with 3 for Geelong, Reece Stanley with 2. The other goal kickers, Devin Smith with 2 for the Giants, and I think that's about it. Well, GWS are on the board finally. Will Geelong bounce back against Brisbane? Hawthorn and West Coast at the MCG. Well, it's just like the grand final. What was that before? What was that from the Eagles? Well, Josh Gibson. 44 touches and a goal from centre half back. Elite game from him. Sam Mitchell. 37 touches that game and 146 points in fantasy. Isaac Smith with 33 possessions. Cyril Rigoli 20 and 4. The only good player for West Coast that game was Andrew Gaff. 111 points in fantasy, 30 touches. Although Jordan Lewis got 28 in the goal, Jack Gustin 21 on the goal. 26 touches from Grant Birchall and 289 metres gained. Other goal kickers, James Sicily kicked 4. He's coming into the side to replace Jared Ruffhead. Jack Darling kicked 3 that game for the West Coast Eagles. And I think that's about it for this game to report. Carlton versus Sydney at Etihad Stadium. Swans by 60 points. Well, another 34 touches for Tom Mitchell, and he's got 441 metres gained and 143 in fantasy. Well, he's previewing his next club. We all don't know who that's going to be. Kurt Tippett, 16 and 4 goals and 21 hitouts. Carlton's best, Josh Kennedy, 27 and 2 for Sydney. Luke Parker, 29 and 1. Carlton's best player that game was Daisy Thomas, 25 touches and a point. Let's look at the other goal kickers. Buddy Franklin with 4, Callum Sinclair with 3. Tom Papley is continuing that great form in his second game, 2 goals. And for Carlton's got their own goal kickers, Levi Casbolt 2, Sam Kerridge with 2. Let's look at the ladder. Between first and fourth are Western Bulldogs, Sydney, Gold Coast and North Melbourne. Fifth on the left. Well, the Crows are getting their year back on track. Following a 10-point loss against North, they won by nearly 70 points against the Power. Geelong went down to 6th, Hawthorn went back up to 7th, West Coast are in 8th. GWS are risen up to 9th. 10th is Richmond, while 11th is Melbourne. Oh my days. You can't lose against the Essendon reserves if you want to make the finals. Doesn't really make sense. 12th we got Port Adelaide. Oh man. Essendon and Collingwood are 13th and 14th. Well, lazoing around in the bottom 4 are Carlton, Brisbane, St Kilda, and for everyone's surprise, the Fremantle Dockers. They're in 17th. Now we go to our predictions for round 3. Port Adelaide versus Essendon at Adelaide Oval. For this game, This game, I'm going to be going Port Adelaide by 96 points. Best on ground for the power. I reckon it'll be probably the whole squad. Can't see any Essendon players name it. Essendon, I'm going with Zach Merritt. Saints versus Collingwood at the MCG. This is the 50-year anniversary of their 1966 premiership. Will the Saints win for their 66 heroes? I reckon they can be able to do it against Collingwood. Final predicted margin, I'm going to Saints by 27 points. Richmond versus Adelaide at Etihad Stadium. My pick for the winner, I'm going the Crows by 54 points. Sydney versus GWS at the SCG. I reckon the Sydney Swans will probably get it done by 35 points in the derby. Gold Coast and Carlton at Metricon Stadium. Gold Coast Suns should be able to get the job done by 7 goals. West Coast versus Fremantle at Domain Stadium. Well, you know what, Fremantle? I've pretty much given up on picking you this week. I reckon West Coast will get it done by 94 points. And I reckon a 10 bagger for Josh Kennedy. North Melbourne versus Melbourne at Blundstone Arena in Hobart, aka Bellreeve Oval. I reckon the Kangaroos will get up by 5 points. Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn at Etihad Stadium. I've got a feeling, I reckon the game will be decided by 3 points. I reckon the Western Bulldogs will get it done. As they remind me of his Hawthorn side of 2008. Geelong versus Lions at Seven Stadium. I reckon it'll be an 80-point win for the Cats. Anyways, that's it for the round 3 episode, and we'll be back for round 4.